안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 여러분의 한국어 친구는 산다. Okay, so Lyrac723, I think that's how you pronounce your name, I'm sorry, requested a life update video, so I decided to go ahead and make it a Q&A, and we're gonna answer y'all's questions. But for the life update part of the video that you requested, I wrote some things down because I've never done this type of video before, and I was like, what do you talk about in a life update? I've never done one of these. So the first thing I wrote down literally says acne. So I don't know if you guys can tell, or maybe you can, I don't know, but I started breaking out recently because at the end of May I started using a new foundation and my skin didn't like it. It didn't like it. I'm not gonna talk about what product it was or anything because I'm not sure if I want to do that, but yeah. So my skin didn't like it, so it started breaking out really bad because I actually have acne prone skin. I know for the majority of my time on YouTube I've had pretty clear skin, but that's all thanks to my dermatologist. I'm sorry dermatologist that I messed up my skin with makeup. But yeah, so I actually haven't filmed any videos for you guys in the past month. I know you're probably like, what is she talking about? Well, I recently went back home, and since I was kind of taking a little like vacation, I had filmed quite a few videos for you guys. Just so I could be releasing content while I was like on vacation, I guess you could say. So in those videos, you can't exactly tell that I have acne. Like it had just started, but it hadn't really like blown up, and then it blew up. So this is it, like recovering, I hope. I think it's recovering now, but yeah, so acne, update 1. Update 2. So I'm graduating in December from my university. Anyway, yeah. Life update number 3. I don't have one. It's more like now I have channel updates, I guess. Yes. Okay. So first channel update. So the Learn Korean with K-pop videos, I've decided that instead of making like a beginner and intermediate version, they're just gonna be one video per song. I did that with the Love Yourself album. Right? Her. Love Yourself, Her. I was like, I'm missing the subtitle here. Okay, the Love Yourself, Her album, and I felt like that worked better because I was able to pick words of various like levels or various difficulties, and it helped me in a way that I didn't have to pick repetitive words, because I hate teaching repetitive words because I feel like it doesn't offer any value to you guys, and then it's also boring for me because then I'm not learning anything. But yeah, so instead of doing like beginner and intermediate, I decided I'll just do one video, especially since you guys seem to prefer the beginner videos, and I don't know if it's just because most of you are beginners or the intermediate version's boring. I don't know. But I think if I just do one video per song, then the quality of those videos will actually be higher, which will be good for everybody. I also am considering adding romanization to those videos. So I've gotten requests to add romanization to those videos for quite a while now. I've never wanted to do it because those videos started off as me wanting to help people that were actually seriously learning Korean. But I've noticed that a lot of people that aren't learning Korean watch those videos just because they want to sing along, which is completely fine. Like that was me for like 5 years while listening to K-pop. Like I had no interest in learning Korean, I just wanted to sing along. So for those people, they want romanization, so maybe I'll add it. I haven't really decided yet, but yeah, that might be coming. Update, or channel update number 2 or 5, depends on how you want to count those other updates, is that we're about to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I don't know what kind of like celebratory video, that's the right word, right? Celebratory, I don't know. Vocab never was my forte, but yeah, so I don't know what kind of video you guys want to see for that. I know a lot of YouTubers do like, woo, they do some kind of like special video, and I don't know what you guys would even want to see. So I don't want to make it like a huge deal because I don't want to like feel number based or something, but I also want to be thankful. So if you have any kind of video you'd like to see for that, hit me up. But yeah, so that's it for like the life channel-y update part, and now we'll get into y'all's questions. Alright, so I got my Starbucks that I ordered like at 8 this morning, really? At 8 this morning, So it's like an hour old or 2 hours. Is that gross? I feel like people think that's gross, but I'm sorry, I make this last forever, okay? And I got yours questions, which I already spilled coffee on, but it's fine. So yes, let us begin the Q&A. Okay, so the first question is from Lucy saying, who is your favorite Western artist? So when it comes to Western music, I actually don't have a favorite artist. I just listen to music, and if I like it, I buy it. That's not the answer you wanted. But yeah, so I guess if you had to say favorite, I would say Taylor Swift, I guess. Because I have like all her albums as opposed to all the other artists where I have like a song or two. So Taylor Swift. The next question is from Dalia, and girl, we got the same last 4 letters in our name. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Okay, sorry, that was weird. I've just never seen someone with like, okay, I'm sorry, maybe I'm like being too excited. But you asked, what's your ethnicity? So I am Mexican. I know to some people I don't look Mexican. To some Mexicans I look super Mexican. So you can be the judge of that. But yeah, my parents are both 100% Mexican. So my grandparents are just Mexican. Or Mexican. Yay. You also asked what other languages did you know before learning Korean? So I had studied Spanish, Mandarin, and Japanese. So I'm looking this way because I have to think about it. It's like I'm loading and processing. But yeah, so I had studied those languages before starting Korean. I would say I had an intermediate understanding of Spanish and an intermediate understanding of Mandarin, and then like a no understanding of Japanese because I had forgotten it all by that point in time. But yeah, those are the languages I'd studied before starting Korean. Our next question is from Jiminy. So what is your favorite color? So officially, my favorite color is turquoise. Like my quinceañera dress was turquoise. But I also really like pink, if you can't tell. Like the bed sheets like kind of pink, and all the accent colors in my room are pink. So I guess turquoise and pink. But yeah, our next question comes from Alaris Comprensión. I think I pronounced your first name right. I'm not sure. I might have put the accent somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be. But you asked me what my major is. So my major is supply chain management. I know it's not a super popular major, so some of you might not know what that is. Let me break it down. So basically, it can be logistics or procurement or inventory management, which are all very big words. I'm sorry. But it can be basically moving things from point A to point B. So that could be buying chips from Samsung for the iPhone, sending those over to China to have them manufactured into the iPhone, then shipping those iPhones to the US to have them sold. So it could be everything like that, like buying all those parts, moving all those parts, manufacturing those parts, getting those parts, or I guess iPhones now, right, out to the customers. So it's all that moving, buying parts, knowing how many things we need to buy, how many things we need to manufacture, things like that. So it's a business major. But yeah, supply chain management, the big. But yeah, so supply chain management is what I'll be graduating with in December. And then you also asked, did your family do all the traditional Mexican things? Tamales, grito, atole, the tamarindo candy. So we're not super traditional Mexicans. And I believe part of that is because my family, like my immediate family, we kind of moved away from the rest of my family, and I know that might not sound super significant, but sorry, but so we, like the grito, I had to ask my mom what that was because I don't know what that was. We don't make tamales, we eat them for holidays, but we don't make them. We don't make our own tortillas, we buy them at the grocery store. So you can decide whether that's traditional or not. But yeah, so we listen to music, we celebrate the regular Hispanic holidays, I guess, and we speak in Spanish sometimes, but we're not super traditional. So our next question is from Sally. You asked, would you ever move to Korea and live there? So I think about this question a lot because I get asked it a lot, especially like just among people here when they find out that I'm learning Korean. They're like, oh, do you want to go over there? But I think I would live over there for a short period of time, maybe like 2 or 3 years, if I got a job in my major. So like I said, my major is supply chain, so I really want to work in supply chain. So if I got a job in logistics or procurement at one of like the office is there, like with an American company, or rather an American company that I work for here, or company that I work for here in America, and they want to send me over there for like 2 or 3 years, I could do that, but I don't want to live over there and then like stay over there. And I don't want to teach English either. Been there, done that. Like, I don't want to graduate and then do like the EPIC program or anything like that. So yeah, I don't want to go over there and teach English. I'd rather go over there and do something in my field. So our next question is from Angelina. I hope you're okay with me using your English name because I don't know how to pronounce your Greek name. Okay, so you asked, what's your dream job? Up until recently, my dream job was to kind of do something that allowed me to travel and like show where I was going. So some of you might remember like the Samantha Brown show, like back way back on the Travel Channel. She would like go to different countries and she'd show you all the cool stores and all the cool places to eat and all the like the local cuisine and everything. It was like a TV show, right? And I just thought that was the coolest job ever, because not only did she get to travel for her job, but she got to like share those experiences with other people, so that when they went over there, like they could do similar things. And like I feel like it was like vlogging kind of, but like on TV, and I always wanted to have like that job. But now I think my dream job would probably be to have my own business. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I'd like to have my own business and have it probably mainly focus on e-commerce. That way I could be like moving all over the place, because I still really want to travel and I want to live places. I don't want to be there like as a tourist. I'd want to be there and like live there. So I want to be, or my dream job would be to like own my own business in e-commerce, because it would allow me to travel where I want to be and work how I want to work. So yeah, that would be my dream job. Lyrac723, I totally missed your question. Not sure how that happened, sorry. But like I said, my major is supply chain. I am in college and I want to go into supply chain. And then Collide with the Sea, you did ask me a question after I filmed the original video, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer right now. So you asked me what my major is, and you also asked me how I chose it. So in high school, I really enjoyed my architecture and engineering courses, but I also knew that math and science wasn't my strong point, or at least compared to other students in my class. There were a lot of times where I needed help, either from my friends who were really smart, or my teachers, and I had to get tutoring outside of class and things like that. So it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue as a career, because I knew that it was gonna take a lot of work for me, just to be on the same level as the other students, and that wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to do, because I was gonna feel like I was always playing catch up, and I didn't want to feel like that. So I chose supply chain because it's still very technical. I'm still gonna get to do math and problem solving. It's just not gonna be as intense as engineering or architecture. So supply chain, because it's the technical side of business, I like to think. And I was also very interested in business and how it worked. So I felt like it was a great combination for me. So yeah. And then you did ask me if I'm happy with it. I would say yes. I can't say like I'm in love with it, because I've never been in a supply chain role outside of my university, right? I've never worked for a company or had an internship in supply chain. So I don't have actual like hands-on experience or real world experience. I only have like experience in the classroom. It's hypothetical, right? There's no like hands-on part of it, at least not at my university and in the courses I've taken. So I can't say I'm in love with it, but I'm happy to be graduating with it. So there's that. And then you did ask me if I had any tips for university. Yes, I do. So I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget any. So the first thing is to write down all your like assignment dates, quiz dates, test dates, days you're not going to have class, days you're going to have guest speakers. Write that all down in your bullet journal or your agenda, your calendar, wherever you keep track of what you have coming up. And then for me, I personally color code it. So all my assignments and tests and quizzes and things, they're all in red. And then I also add in all the extracurriculars that I have. So I'm in, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 organizations on campus. So that's a lot of dates, like meeting dates that I need to go, like just there's a lot of things. So lots of fundraisers I need to go to. There's a lot of meetings I have to go to. There's a lot of retreats I have to go to. So I write those all down as soon as I know them. And that way I can just see when things overlap. Like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go to that event for this because I'm going to have a test the next day. And like just things like that. So that will help you out so much, because that way when people ask you if you want to do something like, hey, you want to take a road trip 2 weeks from now, you can look at your calendar or bullet journal and be like, oh yeah, I want to, but I'm gonna have this big presentation the next day on Monday, and yeah, that's not gonna work. So just it helps you manage your time better, or at least for me it helps me do that. So that the second thing would be to get things done early. You never know when you're gonna need help. So try and do the assignment or the homework ahead of time. That way you have time to go talk to the professor. You have time to go see the TA to get help. Because why should you fail a assignment or get an 80 when you could have gotten 100 if you had just gone and asked or clarified the instructions or the expectations with the professor, right? Right. Personal experience, guys. Personal experience. And then the third thing would be to make friends with at least one person in all of your courses. I know that can be really intimidating going into college, especially if you're like on the quieter side, because I know I'm really like bubbly here, but I do not like talking to people I do not know. Like, not in class. I am the person that looks like she's always having a bad day, because I always have this like, this is my face in class, like in the back. Sometimes, usually in the back, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. That's what I look like. So yeah, but you're gonna want to make a friend, because you never know when you're gonna miss whatever the teacher said or need to clarify the test date. I hope you don't ever have to clarify the test date, but clarify the date of something, or maybe you just miss class because you're sick. So you're gonna have to ask someone. So get their number or add them on wherever, WhatsApp app, GroupMe, I don't know. You know, add them, get their number, because you're gonna need them in the future, and they'll probably need you at some point. Okay. And then the last thing I have is basically it depends on the person. It's a personal preference, but for me, I have to separate my study space and my chill, relaxing space. So I cannot study in my apartment because I get distracted. I'll start having a dance party of one, or I'll get on my phone and be scrolling through YouTube videos for 5 hours. I just cannot do coursework in my room. Like, I just can't. So my study space is the library. Like, I live there. I have a favorite study space area, okay? So it just helps me stay focused, especially when all the people around me are studying. It makes me feel like I have to be productive. Like, I'm obligated to be productive because I'm taking up space where there are lots of people studying. So library, cafe, somewhere. Like, I have to separate out those spaces. It just helps me, especially when I go back to my resting place and I can honestly just feel relaxed. So again, that's a personal preference, but yeah. And then you did ask me also how many hours I study in general, like not languages. So lucky for you, last semester I actually started tracking my language studies, not language studies, my coursework, just because I was curious, because I feel like I study a lot, but you never actually know unless you time it. So looking at the data, I studied from 8 to 12 hours a week, depending on what was going on that week, like quiz or exam wise. So yeah, I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I think it depends on the person, but that was with me taking 4 courses. Yep. So yeah, those are my tips, my answers, and good luck with your translation studies. It sounds very, very exciting. I bet you're gonna have a lot of fun. But yeah, I hope I answered all your questions. Next question. The next question is from Mousy MC Plays. What are some places in the world you would like to visit sometime soon? And Christine, I know you asked this question as well. You said other countries you would love to visit. So places I would like to visit soon. Korea. So yeah, I'm hoping to go to Korea in the spring. So spring 2019. hopefully, you know, because I graduate in December, so I'd like to go before I start my like real job. Because, you know, once you start working, it's harder to go places like for longer periods of time, right? Because you have limited vacation, especially in the US where they give you like 2 or 3 weeks a year. But yeah, so Korea, hopefully. I also really want to go to Taiwan. I don't know why. Okay, yes I do, because I am learning Chinese. But yeah, so I've always wanted to go to China or Taiwan just to be like, see all the like, basically to see the language I'm learning, but like see it like, being used and see it like as a lifestyle. So I really want to go to China or Taiwan. And then other countries, honestly I think those are the big 2 right now, other than Mexico. Now you're gonna think that's weird because I'm Mexican, but I really want to go to Mexico because I haven't been there in maybe more than 7 years. Like we used to go a lot and then we kind of stopped going because the area we would go is where my family is, right? And those areas kind of got a little dangerous, so we stopped going. But yeah, I just really want to go to Mexico as well. So I guess those would be my top 3. And then Europe as a whole. I don't know a lot about Europe, but I know that when I was in Germany visiting my friend Laura, that it was really nice and I want to go again. I just don't know where exactly I would want to go. I just want to go. So yeah, so Korea, go visit my friends, then either China or Taiwan because I just want to see the Chinese language being used as a lifestyle. Then Mexico. These are not ranked. They sound ranked, but they're not ranked because I'd be happy going to anywhere. But Mexico as well, just because I want to see like my culture and like, yeah, I just want to see my culture and be like, oh, these people look like me, you know what I mean? And then also Europe, no specific country right now, but I want to go back to Europe. So yeah, okay. And then Christine, you also asked, what's your favorite Korean food? Okay, there's so many good foods though. I think my top food would probably be like the Korean barbecue, so like the samgyeopsal. So it's like the grill's in front of you, you're flipping it, there's like kimchi on the grill as well, and all the side dishes. And I think that's probably my favorite, not necessarily because it tastes the best, just because of the sense of community there is when you're eating it, because you can't eat it by yourself. I mean, you could, but like good luck finding a restaurant that'll serve you. But yeah, so I just have a lot of good memories like with my friends. Like we'd go and eat that a lot for dinner. So I think that's probably my favorite just because like the memories associated with it, and like the community of it. But yeah, that. And then you also asked, how did you come up with your intro? Sorry, like this Starbucks is making me want to burp or something. I'm like trying to hold it. You probably didn't even notice until I said that. But okay, so how did you come up with your intro? So on Hello Talk, I remember like I had it drafted of what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something that would tell viewers like what my channel was about without being like, I do this and this and this. Not that that's wrong, I just didn't want it to be, I don't want to say that every single time. So I wanted to say something about being like your Korean study buddy, which is basically what I'm saying. So I had a draft and I put it on Hello Talk and asked people to tell me if it was like natural or how I could change it to have the meaning that I wanted it to have. And so one of the girls on Hello Talk like worked with me to like get it to be what I wanted it to be, with it sounding the least amount of awkward. I'm not sure if what I'm saying is 100% natural because she said it was natural, but since she had been working with me on it for a long time, I don't know if like the awkwardness of it went away. Like you know how like the more you listen to something, the less weird it sounds. So I don't know if it's 100% natural. My Korean friends haven't told me anything about it, but yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, yeah, so it's like, hello everyone, I'm your Korean language study buddy, Natalia. Yeah, like 안녕하세요 여러분, right? Hello everyone, 저는 여러분의 한국어 친구 나탈리아입니다. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can say it so fast that like sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just like, as soon as I say like 안녕하세요 and like that tone, it just whoosh, it all comes out. But yeah, that is how I came up with my intro. The next question is from Anna XX. How old are you and what's your favorite show at the moment? Okay, so I'm 22 years old. I'm turning 23 in December. Whoop. And then my favorite show at the moment is Good Morning Call. So it's a Netflix original. It's a Japanese like live action drama. I actually finished it this week, but it was so good, y'all. It was so good. So Good Morning Call. If you have Netflix, go check it out. I think it's really good. And if you don't like it after the first few episodes, I'm sorry. But I think it's really good, especially season 2. Season 2 is really good. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it's really good. Okay, good. All right, our next question is from a windshield Is that supposed to be laughter? Oh, sorry. There's a T, but I think it should be an F. Okay, anyway. Windshield. We're going to go with windshield. You asked, whenever I'm listening to the Korean people talk, I can't make out what they say, even if I know the words, because they just speak too fast. How can I improve my Korean listening skills? And can you please tell the ways to the word see is used in Korean? Okay, so I think the best way to improve your listening skills is to listen to like audio tracks or dialogues, right? So listen and okay, let me start over. The best way to improve your listening is to listen to audio tracks and dialogues that you have the transcript for. Key part, you need the transcript, okay? So let's do this step by step. So the first thing you're gonna do is listen to the audio track or the dialogue maybe 2 or 3 times. The first time you're gonna hear all the words that you know by heart. The second and third time you're gonna hear the words that maybe you know but you're not used to hearing. And then after you've done that, take a look at the transcript and look at the words that you know but you didn't hear. So that when you look at the transcript and you see the words that you know, it'll either, the reason you didn't hear them is either you're not used to hearing them, like you've never actually heard the word said before. For example, you were learning the word, but when you were learning the word the first time, maybe you didn't read it out loud to yourself, or you were only like thinking it. So when you heard it, your brain wasn't used to hearing it. It's only used to reading it, so it didn't hear the word. So that'll help you like start ooh, I keep shaking the table, I'm sorry. But when you next time you hear the word, you should be able to identify it, especially in that particular dialogue or audio track. And then another reason you might not have heard the word is because you've been pronouncing it incorrectly. So I know the Memrise lists that I use, they don't have like audio to them. They're like self-made lists. So since they don't have the audio track, I have to read the word myself. And sometimes when you're reading a word like by yourself, and if it has like a lil or it has like the GK sound in it, you might pronounce it wrong just because those pronunciation rules they're kind of difficult to know when it's going to be an L sound, an R sound, or a G sound and a K sound. So you might have been pronouncing the word incorrectly and saying it to yourself incorrectly. So when you heard it, you didn't recognize it because that's not the way you thought the word was pronounced. So with that transcript, you can see like, okay, these are the words I knew, but I didn't recognize just because I'm not used to hearing it. Or these are the words that I didn't recognize because I've just been pronouncing them wrong. So go and do that a few times and then start listening to the audio track again. And make sure that when you're listening to it the second time and you're understanding it, make sure it's because you're actually hearing the words, not because you've read the translation and now you know what to expect, if you feel me. Okay, so listen to it, go through those words, learn the words in the dialogue that maybe you didn't know, see which ones you know, which ones you're pronouncing incorrectly. Just do that a few times with whatever dialogues you can find that have the transcripts. Key part. Transcripts. Okay, cool. And then you asked me to talk about how 보다 is used. So the reason you're probably hearing 보다 all the time is because it's actually in a lot of grammar points as well. So it means, right, to see, to watch. It can also mean to read. 보다 can also be used to mean than, as in like more than, less than, right? 나보다 너 한국어 잘해. Like, you speak better Korean than me. Like, or it could be 보다 at the end of a sentence, meaning to seem. So like, oh, 똑똑한가 봐. Like, oh, they seem smart. So I will put all those like grammar patterns with 보다 in the description if you want to go check them out. Because I don't know what level you are in Korean, but yeah, they're in a lot of like intermediate grammar. structures, so that's probably why you're hearing 보다 all the time. But yeah, okay. And then our last group of questions is from Misha. So Misha, you asked, if you watch any, what's your fave anime? So my favorite anime is super basic. It's Naruto. Naruto. I've been watching that probably since elementary school or the beginning of middle school, but that's my bae. That is the bae. Like my dad and I used to watch it together, like every time like the Naruto, like, okay, I'm gonna try and do the Japanese accent because I'm learning Japanese, so I should do it. I'm probably gonna be wrong though because my accent is really bad. But the Naruto Shippuden, yeah, that was wrong. Anyway, but those episodes, like when they would come out I think it was on Thursdays, like every Thursday it'd come out like with the subtitles. My dad and I would like watch it. I'd be like, Dad, I'm gonna turn it on. Like I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play that video. And he's like, you don't play it, I'm not ready. Like we would watch them together up until they started with all those filler episodes. So if you were watching Naruto, or if you have watched Naruto and you're as intense as I am, you know how they started doing, like they had the 4th grade like Shinobi War, and then there was all these filler episodes, like like Battle of Madara or Toby, whatever you want to call him, like Obito. Like come on, like get to it. Like why are there so many filler episodes about things I don't care about? So like literally yesterday I was trying to find the last video, like where the war ends. Like I was so done. I just looked it up. I googled it because I was so done trying to like go through all the filler episodes. But yeah, so Naruto is my favorite because I'm basic. But yeah, so Naruto. And then you said, do you have any concerts planned? So I do not have any K-pop concerts planned because they're expensive, and I am an adult that needs to make adult decisions on where her money's going. So like I said earlier, I'm hoping to go to Korea in the spring, so that means I have to save money, which means I'm not going to the BTS concert in September. Y'all, I was so conflicted when they said they were gonna have a concert and they're like, tickets go on sale on Saturday, and I was like, this is a joke. I wanted to go and see BTS, but I also I'd rather go to Korea and see all my friends than go see BTS. Like, sorry BTS, I love you, but like I've seen you perform multiple times, like I'm good. But yeah, so no BTS, no Day6, no anybody else is coming. The only concert I have planned is Taylor Swift in I think October, because I'm going with my mom and my sister, and we got nosebleed tickets. We got like the really cheap $50 tickets. So I'm only gonna see Taylor Swift, K-pop. Sorry. But yeah. And then the last question you asked was, what physical albums do you own? So I only have 5 albums. So as you guys know, I got these 2. Had them on standby, guys. I have these 2 albums, right? The Love Yourself, Her, and Love Yourself Tear album, because I saw this at Target and was moved, and then this one came out and I knew it was at Target and I impulse bought it. But it's okay, it's fine. And then I have 2 BAP albums, so I'll insert a clip of me with those because I don't have them here. But so I have the BAP the one shot EP. Did I say BAP EP? I can't speak. But yeah, I have the BAP one shot EP, and then I also had the BAP For Sensibility album as well. So I bought those. Oh my goodness, I bought those in probably like 2014. 2015. I bought them from another K-pop girl who was like selling them. I was a K-pop fan. So I got them for like $8, like together. So it's basically $4 per album. I was so excited. Anyway, so I have those 2. And then I have a Boyfriend album. I have the Aya album. So I got that one because I saw Boyfriend perform when they came to the US back in 2014. So I had a P1 ticket, and with the P1 ticket, oh my gosh guys, with the P1 ticket, they gave you the album. And they also, you got to do like a fan signing. So like it's a signed album, right? And I got to go through the line and like they signed it. Oh my gosh, guys, I was so... I was about to say BTS. This is a joke. Boyfriend used to be like my favorite group. Like since they debuted in 2012, I want to say 2012. Yes, 2012. So when they debuted in like May 2012, like I was that fangirl. Like I loved them so much. So I was so excited. I'm sorry, this is a random tangent. I was so excited. Like, I just remember, like, Youngmin, he was signing it, and he was like, how are you? And I was like, good. And he didn't hear me, so he stopped signing my album, and he looks at me, because he's like, how are you? Looking down, and I said, I'm good, but I guess he didn't hear me. Because he looks up, he stops, he looks up, and he's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. Like, oh my gosh, like we actually got to talk to them. It was so, oh my god, fangirling. That was like 4 years ago. Time, calm down. But yeah, so those are my 5 K-pop albums. I don't have a lot because I'd rather buy the digital albums. But yeah, so yeah. Alright, so that is all the questions I got. I still haven't finished my Starbucks. This is disappointing. But yeah, so that's all the questions I got, at least at this point in time that I'm filming the video. So if you see me in a different place with a different shirt, it means I got a question after I filmed this video. Awkward. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I think it was like really awkward because my roommate kept coming near my door because I think she's doing laundry or something, and then it was really awkward because she could hear me. Anyway, so that is it, and I'll see you guys next time. Comment below, guys. Bye bye.